In the previous class, we had learnt about the types of economy, that is the capitalist, socialist and the mixed economy, and about its features and advantages and disadvantages. In today's session, we shall learn the types of economy on the basis of level of development, that is developed economy and the developing economy. And next we shall learn about the India as a mixed economy, and then we will learn about the performance of public sector in India. Types of economy on the basis of level of development. On the basis of level of development, economy can be classified into two categories as developed economy and developing economy. Developed countries have higher national income and per capita income. Why there is a higher national income? High saving and investments are therefore high per capita income and national income, and high rate of capital formation means increase in the income is there. They have highly trained human resources, means they are well educated, they have skilled persons, professional persons, better civic facilities, good health and sanitation facility, low birth rate, low death rate and low infant mortality. Infant mortality means as soon as a baby is born, up to 3 to 4 months the child may die. That is called as an infant mortality, but it is very less in the developed country. They also possess well developed industries and social infrastructure, including strong financial and capital market. People in developed countries have high standard of living. Developed countries are low on the ladder of development. They are also called underdeveloped, backward or poor countries. The national income and per capita income in these countries is low. They have backward agriculture and industrial sector with low savings, investment and capital formation. They have low standard of living, poor health, sanitation, high infant mortality, high birth rate and death rate, and poor infrastructure. India is a classical example of mixed economy, with the both public and private sector operating within the planning and regulating framework of the government. So we have already learned the features of mixed economy. The best example of mixed economy is our country, that is Indian economy, where there is both public and private sector, but planning and regulating is done by the government. The need to achieve higher and faster development and ensure better living standard to all class of people compelled India to adopt a mixed economic system soon after independence. The important feature of Indian mixed economic system are as follows. So after independence, India has to face a lot of problems. So India selected to follow the mixed economy so that all the people can have better living, better standard of living, and all people can live happily, both private as well as public sector. So India selected the mixed economy. So now let's go for the features. There is coexistence of public and private sector. Industrial policies of 1948 and 1956 formulated by Indian government made the provision for coexistence of public and private sector with a large role of public sector. Initially, private people have no finance to start their own industry. So public sectors, that is the government, started its own. Basic heavy industries were under the public sector. However, with the liberalization of Indian economy since 90s, the scope of private sector has further widened. Now most of them, India's development is now under the private sector. Next is planned development. 5-year plans were prepared within the framework of directive principle of state policy to rebuild economy and lay foundation of industrial and scientific progress. So the Planning Commission was set up in 1915 to prepare plans for all-round development of country and people. The Planning Commission has far prepared and implemented 12-year plans and many annual plans. In 2015, The Planning Commission has been replaced by Niti Aayog, that is National Institution for Transforming India Ayog. So, when we check at the objectives of Indian planning, the first one what they want to is we wanted is economic growth. So we have to bring economic growth. Modernization, implement the modern technology in the production sector. And self-reliance, we should not import much. Whatever resources available, we should be able to depend on that and try to satisfy the needs of the people with the resources. And if necessary, we can import little bit. And social justice, everybody in the society should be getting social justice. Eliminating the poverty, removing the poverty. So plans have been but not completely eliminated, but reduction of poverty has come. Creation of conditions of near full employment. See, many of them are unemployed, but many opportunities are generated with various schemes like self-employment programs, rural employment programs have been conducted so that they can get the full employment. Satisfaction of basic needs like food, shelter, education, etc. So these are the objectives of planning. Next is role of public sector. The public sector has played an important role in the development of Indian economy. It increased the pace of the growth and reduced the disparities of income and wealth. It has prominently contributed development of infrastructure, establish a basic and heavy industry, disperse industries in several background regions, and promoting trade and marketing activities including international trade. Private sector, it not only includes industry but agriculture, small scale industry, trade and great deal of activity in housing and construction activities as well. It provides employment to 3/4 of our manpower. Many policies and law have been enacted to control the private sector. So private sector play a major role. Everybody won't get job in the government. So private sectors, their own business, agriculture, construction of home, constructions, buildings, construction activities where private people take their in charge and they provide employment for the 3/4 of the manpower. There is always a coordination between public and private sector. Both are working to achieve the goal set by the Planning Commission. So we have seen how mixed economy work in our country. So now let us look at the performance of public sector in India. The public sector was given dominant role so that it could control the commanding heights of the economy. Achievements of rapid economic development, reduction of concentration of economic power, balanced regional development, employment generation, import substitution, and export promotion and resource mobilization were the key objectives of public sector. So the main objective why the India started public sector is to see to that the command, that is the height of economy, should be increased. So the government can do it, and rapid development of economy should be very faster, and reduction of concentration of economic power means only private people who are rich can start their own private. That should not happen. Only to reduce that entire power should be in one side. That to reduce this, public sector has taken. Balanced regional development. So there are different regions, some are developed and some are not developed. So it is the responsibility of public sector to see that all the regions are developed equally and generate employment and export promotion, encouraging the exporting activity. Accordingly, public sector made significant contribution to the country's economy by filling up the gaps in the industrial sector, generating employment, achieving balanced regional development. The growth profile of public sector has been very impressive. It has good hold on commanding heights in terms of investment in key sectors like steel, electricity generation and petroleum. But however, public sector has failed. Why is that so? Because of the excessive political interference, delay in decision making, overstaffing, lack of accountability and underutilization of capacity. So hence what happened in 1980s, various efforts were made to improve the performance with the economic reform policy initiated in the 1991, that is privatization. So the government is selling its share to the public sector industries, which is called as disinvestment. So children, this is the end of your chapter. So we have completed the second chapter of the economy, that is the types of meaning and the types of economy. In this chapter we have learned the meaning and the features of economic and three types of economy classified on the basis of ownership, that is capitalist, socialist, mixed economy. Then we have learned the types of economy on the basis of level of development, India as a mixed economy, and the performance of public sector in India.